It is another Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, you know what that means, right, Kelly?
It's our time to talk.
It's our time to talk. We're going to be sharing a little bit of relevant news that has cropped up over the last couple of weeks. And you're going to want to make sure that you stay
tuned.
Welcome to Self-Publishing with Dale
and Kelly,
where you'll learn how to publish books that sell and build an unstoppable brand. And this is another Thursday night, January 3rd, 2019, and we're excited to be here. So those of you that are watching this on the replay, thank you very much for taking a little bit of time. Let us know if you're new here by just simply commenting #new. We're going to shout you out here live if you happen to do #new. And if you happen to do #new as well in the comments in the replay, I'll give you a shout out nonetheless. So it's great to be here, folks. Man, I'm sorry I missed last week. What was going on with me anyways?
I don't know. You were feeling like poo-poo.
She's keeping it real, like PG, G-rated here, folks. Let's give replay folks, you happen to be watching us, give us 1 minute. We want to say what's up to everybody that has showed up so far. Who's here, Kelly?
I got distracted because people were talking about birthdays. So birthday is my favorite time of the year. So Risa Faye, Kathy Menken, Keith Wheeler.
Keith Wheeler!
Robert Hutchins, what's going on, my friend? Kevin McGuire, thank you for staying.
Kevin McGuire's here. That is
scared
not...
the crap out of me.
I did. I'm trying to keep you awake so you're not yawning.
It's scrolling on me.
Sorry. I'm trying to give it to all of you here.
M. Louise, Kathy Menken, if I'm missing some of you, it's his fault. Mary Vogelsong.
What's up, Mary?
Walter Wyburn, what's going on? Thank you for all your continued support on both of our channels.
Exclamation point, Walter.
Mojo, if I didn't say your name, yes, Kevin, you're up way past your bedtime, or maybe you're up late writing. Code Buddy, if you're still in here, what's going on?
What up, Code Buddy?
CV Interview Services, Nafis, Boom Blogger, Christy Lutrova, #new. Thank you for stopping by and joining us. Diana Eden, Pop Socket Queen, John Wasser, Eric Wade, Beauty Bubble, if I didn't say your name. Oh my gosh.
Boom Blogger, yeah, all right. We're going to keep on trying to talk to you folks. If we happen to miss you, obviously the replay people are like, oh, good Lord, you said 1 minute, not 5. So it's great to see everybody here. We're going to kind of peel through a little bit of the relevant news. If you could do us a favor, you've got a question, just put question or Q and then say your question. Please, no all caps. It's like shouting, folks. If you do all caps, it's just bad etiquette online. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, I want to make sure you can hear me. Yeah, you're a little bit louder than me.
Oh, good Lord. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, I tend to be a little louder. Taking the headphones off, it can still hear Dale. Yeah. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I actually had to turn it up because I've been recording some videos for the new course. So in any event, today, January the 3rd, 2019, here's the relevant news first. Folks, Dave Chesson just sent out an update to everybody. That's the Kindlepreneur. The KDP Rocket was having some issues most recently. There was problems with like pop-ups and stuff. And see, it is still a third-party software company, so they're going to have some issues. It's not like Amazon's like, well, let's make sure everything's working with KDP Rocket before we roll things out. But rest assured, everything is on the up and up. And Dave, I've got inside scoop, and you kind of know because I read the email to you. Dave has got some cool stuff coming out for KDP Rocket. So if you've got access to KDP Rocket, January 15th, mark it on your calendar. There's going to be some really cool updates. If you're not familiar with KDP Rocket is actually a keyword research tool as well as niche research. This thing saves a lot of time and a lot of effort. In fact, I use it quite a bit for my Amazon advertising, formerly known as Amazon Marketing Services campaigns. I'll literally just scrape all the keywords that I need and I drop it on into there. So folks, if you could help support the channel, you can always head on over and pick up yourself a copy of KDP Rocket or get information over at selfpublishingwithdale.com/KDP Rocket. And once again, if you purchase this, yes, a portion of all sales comes back to support this channel, and I greatly appreciate it. And the beauty is, if you don't like it the first 30 days, just return it. Ask for your money back. Dave's a good guy. He's really good about that. So if for some reason it just doesn't jive with you, that's cool. But I'm going to tell you, I love it. All righty. Moving a little further forward, Kelly, ACX bounty.
Sorry,
Did you hear about the ACX bounty?
Didn't that happen in like November?
Sort of. This was actually just rolled out over the last few weeks. The ACX bounty program, the old one, is going to be extended till March. So you'll still be able to collect a $50 bounty for just the organic sales of your audiobook. So just a kind of a friendly reminder that you can continue to collect those. I saw a couple bounties last month. It was kind of nice. And this was not the $75 variety. It was the $50.
Oh.
Hey, $50 for, having my book out there. I'm not dissatisfied. This buys you a little bit of time, folks. One thing I would really recommend is take some time. Go and say update some of your books and include that ACX referral link so you can start to get some kind of organic $75 bounties. Those things are nice, and it's just for people who go and they become a member of Audible, and if they stay for 60 days, you get $75. I like that. I don't know about you. Yeah. Did you hear about this one?
Oh, no.
Ooh, yeah. So, I'm going to send your eyebrows. Mickelson twins, I hope you're paying attention. Folks, we've told you about audiobooks and how it's been really growing huge. Rakuten's Kobo, some of you may be familiar, Kobo is one of the 4 alternatives to Amazon. And Kobo, more recently, this last year, got a victory in having distribution through wholeheartedly.com. So, in any event, they snuck out in their email newsletter this past week that they are going to be rolling out audio uploads. I'm going to put this in quotations, audio uploads. And with the audio upload thing, they pretty much said they are looking for beta testers. So if you are interested in expanding your audiobook publishing business, reach out to writinglife@kobo.com. Once again, that's writinglife@kobo.com. Other than what I just shared here, that's all I know. Kobo is going to be hopefully breaking ground in the audiobook realm, and with their partnership with Walmart, this could spell quite a larger market that you can reach. So, surprised I didn't tell you this one. See, we don't sell each other everything here, folks. It happens. All right, Kelly, get this one.
Merch by Amazon. Now, I hope you're sitting down for this one because there is a royalty change. I think as of January 30th, the royalties change. It's really not that bad. For standard shirts, it's going down a little bit. When I say a little bit, I want to say under $1, but I'm not sure about premiums, but for everything else, it's increasing. Everything else as far as like hoodies, I think the royalties are increasing by like $3. Amazon, that's awesome. You never hear that with Amazon. So that's the royalty change.
Yes, I had somebody just ask, yes, writinglife@kobo.com, folks. Yeah, so that was news to me. I think you briefly told me about the merch by Amazon thing. And folks, if you're an author and you're a self-publisher, I really highly recommend that you start to break ground in merch. This was something, it was a private conversation between myself and Derek Murphy, who's a fairly successful indie author and actually runs a great channel here on YouTube. Derek actually thought, he was like, that is just ingenious, doing merch. He's like, I should have done this a long time ago. Folks, it's dead simple stuff that you can literally just whip together a couple shirts, and your readers might end up picking that up. So just give it some consideration. Head over to Merch by Amazon and get yourself an account set up. I know I'm making it sound super easy, aren't I? I probably shouldn't make it sound that easy. And that is really just about it for all of the relevant news over the past week. So what questions do you have about self-publishing books, and what would you like to learn more of? What would you recommend? If you happen to be watching this on the replay, or you're listening to this over on iTunes or iHeartRadio or any of the podcast platforms, remember you can reach out to me at dale@selfpublishingwithdale.com to shoot me your questions and concerns and comments. Here's a viewer question. Actually, I received this from a couple of people. And some people say, where should a newbie start? If you're new to this business, it is so difficult to just tune into one of our lives and try to make sense. It's almost like we're speaking Greek probably, like AMS, KDP, like all these different, you know, the vernacular is going to go over your head. So for newbie self-publishers, I understand. And then trying to piecemeal everything together, it can become very frustrating because you're like, well, I should be doing ads, or should I be doing this? And I got to hire a proofreader and an editor, and it becomes so overwhelming. So first things first is this. If you're new to the business, I'm going to give you the easiest and dead simple way of doing things. I don't get any money for this whatsoever by referring you over to KDP Jumpstart. Amazon has a free course. They show you the fundamentals of publishing an ebook and paperback over through their platform. Now, if you're not a fan of Amazon KDP, then you can always look over into other alternatives. But for now, I would recommend at least just entertain watching some of these videos because they show you how to format ebooks. They'll show you how to format your paperbacks, everything. It runs through all that stuff. It doesn't cost a dime. Now, if you want to really go deep dive on some of this stuff, I would really recommend that you take a look. It's now officially public. I've got 2 options available for you folks, and that's at DIYpublishing.biz. So if you happen to be in the live chat, we can actually peek on in there. And you're going to be heading to DIYpublishing.biz to get information. You can either get the unlimited option or you can get the monthly membership option. So those things are going to be there. The whole pricing is all there. I know I've got a handful of students that are here in the live video chat right now that have been very successful from learning some of the stuff that they have over the past year inside the course. Well, the course now is officially open indefinitely. I'm keeping it out there, and we're going to be seeing some new content, and I'm going to have news coming out about that on Monday. I don't want to beat you guys up with sales and things like that, so there's those 2 options. Don't have any money? Go to KDP Jumpstart. If you really want to get in-depth walkthroughs step by step, you're going to head over to DIYpublishing.biz to get more information. All right, so questions. I see you've been chatting with everybody. People probably watching this and are like, is she going to sleep?
No. Matte or glossy, does either sell better? I think it's personal preference. I prefer matte. I started out with glossy. I've never done a comparison myself. Yeah. Have you?
I hate to say this, but I almost always have leaned in favor of glossy. It wasn't until more recently that I started turning towards matte and just kind of testing it out. So unfortunately, I think my results are kind of skewed. Glossy is going to be the thing that I've sold the most of because I just haven't utilized matte that much. Something that would be a little bit of a advantage when it comes to matte, and this was something that Julie Broad of Book Launchers had shared in a comment more recently, and it was if you plan on doing any kind of press appearances, media appearances, things like, you know, if you happen to show up to like a news channel and you're doing an interview there, glossy tends to be very shiny. So, you know, you're going to get a lot of like the lights that are going to kind of reflect off that. It's not going to showcase your book the way you would like it to, whereas something that's matte, it's a little bit more flat. You see there's no reflection on this. So, I mean, you could compare Brian's book to, say, Darren's book here, and you see how it just reflects. I mean, it's kind of cool, but with this right here, at least you can, you know, present this a little bit better. So there's kind of the pros and cons of having glossy versus matte. I gotta say, I'm fast becoming a fan of the matte finish, but as far as when it comes to sales, I don't know. I definitely would love to hear everybody weigh in on something like that, and let me know what you prefer. What is your preference, and what have you seen as far as results go? So,
if I was indifferent, I would choose matte because you don't have to click an extra button in KDP.
That is so true.
That's just me. That's the main reason I started doing glossy in the first place, is because it was the automatic selection in CreateSpace. So, yeah, that's just my view. Who else? Oh, it just scrolled on me. Will you be doing a video about Ingram Spark?
Yes. Actually, good friend of the channel, he actually was very gracious to send me this. But Gary McPherson actually sent this to me, so I'll be doing an unboxing video of Ingram Spark. Anticipate that going into this new year, you're going to probably be seeing more coverage of these alternatives to KDP print. There was a lot of people that didn't like to see Create Space go away and aren't fans of KDP print, and I'm definitely attuned to that. So I want to, I'm not saying I want to, I'm actually right now in the midst of working with Lulu, Barnes & Noble Press, and Ingram Spark is going to be my next step. The biggest issue when it comes to Ingram Spark is you have to buy your own ISBNs. The upload fees, there's ways of getting around that, including, you can become a member of the Alliance of Independent Authors and they waive that upload fee, or you can find a couple coupon codes here and there that will waive that. But it's still, you have to get past that little hurdle. If you're Canadian, by the way, folks, you can get free ISBN numbers. However, there's a little bit of an asterisk there. You have to mail the physical copy to them. So in essence, you're still having to spend money on your ISBN.
And they don't give free ISBNs for every single book.
Right, correct, yeah.
And y'all, if I miss your question, I'm sorry. And we will have to cut it short today, right?
No, we don't.
No?
We gotta wrap up at 7 o'clock.
Who else? Boom Blogger, how will Kobo help me expand my audiobook? By the way, do you use it? Well, not everyone likes Amazon, so Kobo will help your audience. You cannot use Kobo and ACX or Audible, though, and you gotta, what am I trying to say?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Okay, scratch what I just said. It'll reach a different audience, and I personally haven't used it yet. I will in the future.
Right. What's happening, everybody? Make sure that you join us over at, I just dropped the link here to facebook.com Livestream Universe. We're actually going to have a live segment with good friend Ross Brand over there. Ross is an awesome friend of the channel, and we're looking forward to having a chance to chat with him.
And he's already in there.
Yeah. I dropped in ! Ross. Isn't that pretty cool?
Yeah. I saw a few of them. I think I've missed them.
Yeah. Tonight's rock solid evening. I'm so glad Dale and Kelly are back on mic. Thank you. I appreciate that, Beauty Bubble. We're happy to be back in the swing of things. I know that Kelly had a killer broadcast yesterday with Amy Nicholas. My Lord, what was it? 80 people were there?
79 we had. That was kind of cool. It was fun.
That's nuts. So big kudos, which, by the way, Amy's a good friend of ours. You ever get the opportunity, make sure that you peek in on her channel. Believe it or not, she covers quite a bit of merch by Amazon and merchandising altogether, but she actually got her start right about the same time that we did in self-publishing, and she's very knowledgeable in that neck of the woods. I'm surprised she doesn't share more about that.
She's just positive and very knowledgeable. Let's see.
You can use Kobo and Audible, but you'll take a big cut in royalties on Audible from 40% to, it's 25% actually is what the cut goes down to, Kevin. It will take some testing to see if it's worth it. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
What program do you use to make book interiors without using a Mac or something paid?
Draft Digital has a great interior formatting. I literally lean on Draft Digital for my ebook formatting and sometimes paperback. Every now and then the paperback ones, I don't know what it is, it just doesn't gel with me. It has some kind of wonkiness that I don't really like, but they continually improve, and it doesn't cost a dime. You don't have to publish on Draft Digital. By the way, you can go open up a free account, head over to our referral link at selfpublishingwithdale.com/D2D, as in 2, the number 2. And set yourself up an account. Literally, you don't have to publish. You go through the whole process and you can just stop short of publishing. This is something that the director of marketing, Kevin Tomlinson, actually shared in an interview with me last year, that like literally, he's like, you don't have to publish with us at all. So try that out. I love their interior formatting. They have so many options. Speaking of Publish Drive, I think we announced the time before last, Publish Drive also has an interior formatting option now. I haven't tried them out yet, though.
But what if you don't even have the document? What programs can you use to get the document to format it?
Do you have recommendations?
Google Documents or Google Drive.
Docs is good. Microsoft is my favorite. Microsoft Word. You can go to open source software like OpenOffice or Kingsoft. There are a number of document creation software, and just keep it simple when it comes to formatting. There's a great tutorial on formatting for Smashwords that you can actually utilize for just about any platform for interior formatting. So go over to that Smashwords tutorial. For some reason, it has been picking up some great traction lately, but you can actually check that out and go through, format it like that, because it's very dry. You want to make sure that you keep it as basic as possible, so that way when you upload it to the interior formatting software, it's able to do it without any kind of real hang-ups and hitches.
Hey Nick Lang, how are you doing? Thank you for stopping by, and he wants to know any word on paperback through draft to digital.
It's still in beta testing from my understanding, and they're still just letting people in slowly but surely. Now, we had Kinga Gentetics, from the CEO from Publish Drive, interviewed this past year, and she dropped a reference to them breaking ground for print books. However, it's still just on an indefinite hold. They're very hopeful that they'll see some kind of a launch sometime this year. So we have 2 great aggregates in Draft to Digital and Publish Drive with that option for print books rolling out. So as soon as I know something, I'll let you guys know. But at this point, honestly, I can say this, that they haven't told me anything new.
Kathy Menken asks, can we put the referral link for ACX in the description on Amazon?
You don't put it in a book description, so you can't put any kind of links. You're not supposed to put any kind of links, and even then they don't work if you do that. But you can't put any links in your description. But as far as your referral links, I actually checked with the KDP team, and it's totally cool to put it within your books. In the event that I find anything different from that, then that's fine. Not to be confused though, folks. This is the ACX referral links. If you have an Amazon Associates account, you cannot put those links in your books. It's a violation of the terms of service for Amazon Associates, but it's totally cool with ACX. The team is all right with that. I highly recommend that you do that. In fact, double down if you can. Here's a little bit of a tip. Take notes here, folks. If you're doing audiobooks, and this is something I taught the twins, and the twins were like mind blown when I shared this with them. And here's a little bit of information. You can actually attach a downloadable PDF to your audiobook through Audiobook Creation Exchange. Now you're going to say, but why would I want to do that? Well, first of all, it's going to get you to stand out from the crowd. Most audiobooks are just, you download the audiobook and it's done. If you've got a downloadable PDF though, this is another way to deliver more value to your readers. And let's say, for instance, you're writing a book, I don't know, Kathy's coming off the top of my head. You've got Curse of a Werewolf. Maybe what you can do is have a downloadable PDF, the backstory of how the werewolf came into play, or maybe the creation process for that. And here's the nice thing is, with that downloadable PDF, you can put in your website, and you can also say, hey, if you would like to snag up a free copy, what you can do is become a member of Audible, and you can download X audiobook for, whatever. Obviously, if they've already paid for their audiobook, it's not going to be that one. So don't plug the same book that you have within your PDF. So if it's Curse of a Werewolf Part 2, it could be like that audiobook. Same thing goes for, let's say I've got my 90-day home workout plan. I can have a downloadable cheat sheet. And within the cheat sheet, I have, hey, maybe you'd like to take a look at the Ultimate Home Workout Plan audiobook. Take a look over here at this referral link. So PDFs, I'm telling you, it is so highly underutilized.
Rob Hutchings asks, is there a publisher account on Amazon rather than an individual author account? I hear people being kicked off Amazon, but I can't imagine this happening to, for example, Bloomsbury, and they will face legal contests too.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Is there a publisher account on Amazon rather than an individual author account?
Yes, there is, and you could probably just Google that one up. So what you're saying is, rather than just KDP is an actual publisher, but you're going to have to prove that you are a publisher, in fact, and there's a lot of rigmarole. It's almost like putting together the vendor accounts for Amazon.
I've never looked into it.
Unfortunately, I don't know. you know, I consider myself a self-publisher, but I looked at that option as kind of something for smaller publishing houses.
We disagree on this one. How does D2D compare to Publish Drive?
It's apples and oranges. It's going to be a matter of taste. So to me, there are some great redeeming factors with Publish Drive, but you noticed right away when it came to interior formatting, right away I said draft to digital. You know, they've been in the game a little bit longer and they have a proven commodity. Now, I'm saying that, and by the way, I love you guys at Publish Drive, and they're really starting to step up their game over the past year. They've literally tripled the number of accounts over there. I've already kind of covered it, so what you can do is just go over on YouTube and search up Publish Drive review, and you can also do draft to digital review, and you can see my candid thoughts on each one of those. I'll eventually put out a comparison video of the main aggregates. But for right now, it's not at the top of my pecking order as far as releasing videos.
In my opinion, I haven't been on Publish Drive for like a year, but I thought it was so complex. I didn't know where to start. I personally think Draft to Digital is just an easier, user-friendly platform. So it depends on how you learn best. Big benefit on Publish Drive, though, is they have Google Play.
Yes, yes, and actually, I'll say firsthand experience that primarily 99.9% of my sales come through Google Play. Some people could make the argument, well, couldn't you just upload directly to Google Play? Yeah, but I kind of like having that extra distribution, and on top of that, that means I have more work. I'd have to take all that stuff down from Publish Drive and re-upload it, or I'd have to deselect all the Google Play stuff. I'm not going to bother with that.
Let's see. Oh, it scrolled on me. Let's go to this one. George Steffen, if you're short on money, which one course for publishing should you buy to get started? I can only afford one course in the foreseeable future.
George, this was something we briefly covered not too long ago, but if you're brand new to the business, I would highly recommend you take a look at Amazon's KDP Jumpstart. And I just announced that actually DIY Publishing, that's my course, is actually officially available. It's open indefinitely. There are two options. You can do the unlimited option, which means that you pretty much get the whole kit and caboodle for one lump sum payment. Or you can do the monthly option. Think of it like Netflix for self-publishing. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a hint here. I'll be rolling out news this coming Monday, but there's going to be updates on the regular. So think of it like my YouTube channel on steroids.
Can you use Goodreads ads if you have your book on KDP Unlimited?
I've never used Goodreads ads, so unfortunately I don't know. I'm pretty sure there shouldn't be an issue if you have it on Kindle Unlimited. But I would highly recommend that you consider using Amazon advertising services first, because Goodreads is owned by Amazon, but you have the advantage of native advertising on Amazon's platform. So you already have an audience that's warm. They're essentially coming to Amazon to buy things. Goodreads, they're kind of going there to, you know, they like reading books. So yeah, you have a warm audience, but not nearly as warm as what you're going to get over on Amazon. And if you're utilizing the ads, kind of the way that Marco actually had shared in the previous interviews, you're going to find that you can really hyper-target your books to the audience that you most want that in front of. So I can't speak on Goodreads ads, unfortunately. Excuse me.
I can't either.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Goodreads had ads.
I didn't either.
Two people have this question, Shalana and Audrey Levy. I got your course.
Hey, Audrey.
I got your course in December when you had that awesome deal. I have planned to start going through it next week, or should I wait for the new content release, or what? I'm just so excited to start.
Start now. Start now. So there's going to be an update that's going to roll out tonight that's going to replace the entire third module that was covering CreateSpace. So just spoiler alert, the CreateSpace one's going to go into what I'm going to call the archive section. So people can continue to go over and consume the CreateSpace stuff because there's still some relevant tips that you're going to be able to pick up from those old videos. The new stuff though is going to come out and it's going to be very much in tune with what we do here on the channel. Once again, If you enjoy the YouTube videos, then I think you're going to massively enjoy the DIY publishing stuff because it's 100% focused. There's no addressing chat. There's no call to action. It's literally, this is what you do. This is how you do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, all in the right order. So start now, I would just recommend, and peel through that. And the news is going to come out next week, and I think you're going to like it. So those of you that actually invested in the unlimited program before, you're going to benefit huge. So that's all I can say. Kelly knows.
Julie Broad, thank you for stopping by. How are you? Happy New Year to you too.
It's always good to see Audrey Levy coming into the house. So great to see you, Audrey.
Julie asked, have you ever had the issue with Google Play messing with your book pricing?
I'd heard about this. Actually, I noticed someone had commented on one of your recent videos too. By the way, folks, you ever get the opportunity and you're watching this live or on the replay and you're in here, click on Book Launcher's link. Go to her channel, take a look at the video. Really good. She talks a little bit about some of the alternatives away from Amazon. And I'd heard from some people that Google Play does go in and manipulates your pricing without your permission, and you still collect the same royalty. You know, and the royalty structure is not the nicest in the world. I think it's like 55%. I've heard, but unfortunately, I got to be straight up with you. I never paid attention to the pricing. I'm of the ilk that I want distribution, and as long as you're paying me, I'm happy at the end of the day. But if you're a type A personality and you don't want people manipulating your price without your permission, then you may want to consider not going to Google Play or reaching out to the support team and try to verify that. I would highly recommend that if you do any kind of communication, this goes for any distribution platform, save all communication. So Google Play, they actually have a live support that's on the actual channel itself. When you get done with your chat, say, hey, could you do me a favor and email our conversation? They actually will email you the conversation. Archive that and hang on to it. That way, if for some reason something comes up that they start, they're like, yeah, no, we don't manipulate the pricing, and they've done that, you can actually go back and say, look, here's something that one of your support team has brought to my attention. How are we going to resolve this?
Can you just clarify this next thing for a second? There's a couple people asking, they've already bought the course, but they're concerned about getting the new material. How does the program work?
So if you've already got the DIY publishing, folks, get into the Facebook group. I'm actually going to be rolling out some of the news, and actually I'll be sending out an email. You literally won't have to do anything. You just go in, log in, and you're going to just be like, whoa, something just popped up. So I do all the heavy lifting. So you've already invested in the course. Literally, as soon as you just log in, you'll see the new stuff in there. So once again, Module 3, that was Create Space, is getting replaced by KDP Print before the end of tonight. So,
and are you going to have any special deals like you had in the holiday season? Someone asked earlier.
No.
Okay.
No. I feel that with these two options, they are more than satisfactory, and you've got the monthly membership. So monthly membership, the nice thing is you can come in, dip in for a month, hang out, cancel, and then come back another couple months from now. Like I said, it's kind of like Netflix for self-publishing, and it's also a great way to help support the channel. Fun fact, folks, it was funny, somebody actually said one of their New Year's resolutions was to hack my YouTube, and I'm like, you don't want that.
And hack my KDP account.
Yeah, like maybe my KDP account you can, but as soon as you go into YouTube account, fun fact, folks, YouTube does not pay the bills. Hate to say this. This is kind of like a hobby for me more than anything. We don't draw all that much money in AdSense, so hacking YouTube doesn't cut the mustard. So if you want to help support the channel, that's one of the ways of doing that is, you can go over in the DIY publishing course is an excellent way to do it. And keep in mind, like I said, there's going to be a lot more insights in there, and you're going to hear some more news. So those of you that are really concerned about how you're going to get the new content, you just log in. That's it.
Abdullah, I want to put a link to ask for a review in the book, but the link does not work. What should I do? I personally wouldn't ask for a review on a book.
Yeah, I used to lean very much heavily in favor of putting a call to action inside the book, but here's the deal. When a person finishes a book, the very first thing that happens as they're flipping through and they've come to the end, there's a call to action that Amazon automatically does. You can do a review, or I would just say just don't even sweat the link to it or whatnot. I have a video somewhere for how to do that, but it just eludes my brain at this point where it's at. But yeah, there is a specific link you can actually send to you the review on your page. Honestly, at this point, I see too many people stressing way too much about reviews. You need to be stressing more about sales, about getting your books out there. How can you get it into more hands? Because the more hands you're going to get it out there, and if it's good quality content, people are going to want to leave a review.
Yeah, people know about reviews, so I don't think a call to action is even necessary. Yeah. People know they're out there.
Yeah, I'm not going to discourage you from putting that call to action in there. In fact, quite a few of my books still have some of that from my belief in that before. It's not a very popular opinion, but I'm going to say this right now, that stop stressing about reviews. Reviews are not the be-all, end-all. It should be an ancillary portion of your business. What you need to worry about is how can I grow my brand and get in front of more people? And the reviews are going to come. They'll come slowly but surely, and it'll definitely add up after a while.
John Wasser, I dropped that link. The facebook.com is where we're going to be at 7 o'clock.
Yes. Yeah, if you want to join us, go over to facebook.com. You can look up Livestream Universe. We're going to be going on at 7 o'clock sharp. So definitely come join us. Any mentor program, Omana, hang in there. Right now, my main focus is to try to steady the ship. And I want to go into a coaching program of some sort. But last year, I'm going to be transparent with you folks. I spent a lot of time here on video publishing, a lot of time on YouTube, a lot of time on Twitch, a lot of time just video everywhere. The problem is where I'm spinning one plate, other plates start to fall. I love this business. I love writing. I love publishing. I love video publishing as well, but here's the thing is not as much as I love writing. So I need to steady the ship. So the course is going to be the main priority, and getting that to where it's steady, to where I can kind of get that thing going, and eventually the coaching program will roll out when it's appropriate. So just hang in there. Definitely, you're in the course, so you're going to definitely be one of the first people to know.
She also asked, are there any ways you can promote your books for free? I'm assuming she means off the free promotion.
Do you have
possibly a video on that?
Yes, I have a full video series. If you folks just look up marketing and promotion for books, and then just put the name Dale on it, and on YouTube, boom, it'll probably pull up a playlist, and there's quite a few options when it comes to free and paid for marketing and promotion.
And just to repeat, because Audrey just asked, the interview we're going to be on is 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so just in about 20-ish minutes. Mm-hmm. And Rosie just brought up a comment, but I know we can expand on it. A lot of self-publishers do swapping reviews, which is discouraging for the people like me that don't like to cheat.
Yeah.
Do everything right, because those people that cheat will eventually get something negative. So Amazon's a data company. They know. Mm-hmm. So don't be discouraged. Do everything right. In the long run, you will come out on top.
Yeah. Review swaps. Thumbs down. You know, it's fake reviews, and there's nothing prideful of putting fake reviews on your book. If you put fake reviews on your book, you know, what are you in this business for? Are you here to fleece people of money? I know some people could make the argument that it's like, Amazon's a big company, they can afford to give me money. Remember, on the other end of that, there are customers buying their products, and if you're fluffing your content with a bunch of fake reviews, shame on you.
Yeah, you get a rotten banana sticker for that.
Yeah, rotten banana sticker.
Omana was referring to paperback books free promotion for paperback. Do you know of anything? Is it on the video?
Oh yeah. You'll learn a little bit more about free promotions and whatnot. For you, Omana, I would really recommend. You are such a talented and gifted artist. Get yourself in front of a camera as often as possible. Video. 80%, and this was what Owen Video actually had shared over at the Merch by Amazon conference in Seattle this past year, over 80% of online traffic is derived from video content consumption. People are watching video, and I watched you I think it was easily 20, 30 minutes, you drawing, it just drew me in, Omana. So I think that the more times you can get on camera, that right there is probably one of the best ways to really get your book out, free promotion. Like, people watch how gifted you are. After so many times, they're gonna feel like, oh my gosh, I just love this stuff. I mean, think about it. How many people have watched Bob Ross over the years? Now, granted, the man's not alive anymore, but his entire brand is pulling money hand and fist over on Twitch right now because they're doing reruns of his shows. And there's shirts, there's merchandise out the wazoo. So Oman, I think big picture, I think for you, one of the easiest free promotion is show your talents.
Absolutely. That's probably one of the top. It's not going to be a quick victory. Well, it could be, but it's a long-term plan. YouTube's free. That's probably, I piggyback off what he said. So get in front of a camera. Let's see. Ernest, a book in number 3 of a category, is it still seen as a bestseller? No, but it's high on the list. George, how much money would you consider to be the minimum you need to start publishing the right way with email marketing, landing pages, and all that with ghostwriting books? Oh, how good a quality do you want your ghostwritten books to be?
Right, yeah, George, it's so tough. If I were to have to start it all over again and I couldn't write my own content, give me about a couple grand and I can do some damage. But it's going to take at least 90 days or longer to recoup that. But that's with the knowledge I currently have. I could be able to take that and then flip it. If you're new to the business, though, I'm not going to be telling you go plunk in a bunch of money because I don't know what your skill set and your knowledge is right now. So if it were me, that's what I would do. But to me, I probably would write my own content, hire out an editor to clean up the content and put it out there. So
if you want to start publishing the right way, start with one book, and to do one book ghostwritten the right way, I would say $800 to $1,000. And to just give you some perspective, I recently hired 2 ghostwritten projects for audio. Big ends of the spectrum, but one was $500 for 10,000 to 12,000 words. One was $75. So it can get really expensive, and I don't know if the $75 is going to be high quality. I'm taking a chance on this kid, so yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Happy New Year, everybody. I see Ernest. Happy New Year to you too, buddy. Hopefully everybody is starting out their new year on a good note. Jordan, I noticed, he says, hello, I'm back. Thanks for info on kids' books with free illustrations. I have other drafts on my phone. Can I upload them through my phone to Lulu Press? Just curious, my laptop's not working right now. I think you're actually going to have Flash for Lulu. I'm pretty certain because I just started utilizing them. I did their calendar, and I'm actually going to have a video rolling out here pretty soon about how I put together the calendar. But there's one of their calendars. Good friend of the channel, John Wasser, also sent the spiral bound. And John, if you can chime in too as well, I'm sure he can probably agree or disagree. And then the hardback as well. And I had to have Flash on both of those iterations. So I'm not sure that you're going to be able to do it via your phone just yet. If you've got any local libraries, maybe consider doing that. That could be one way. I'm kind of at a loss, unfortunately, right now. Kelly, any course coming up?
No.
I'm going to tell you, folks, don't try. Like, literally, this is like, honestly, she's not going to do it. I've even tried talking her into it because she has quite a bit of knowledge in this business. And I think a few of you have it's been well over a year that you first came to the live chats, and I've told people the reason why I put out so much content that I do is there's another half to this channel. There's a person that actually submits information. She's very knowledgeable. Hang in there.
Me personally, I would rather just provide value through YouTube and recommend other courses that I personally like. That makes me happier. And on my channel, I always preach happiness. So if it came down to it, I'd rather go back to a 9-to-5 job than put out a course. So
yeah, she did one, and it was a very successful course last year, but she was very stressed out. And I don't like seeing my wife stressed out. And I'm going to tell you just from experience that courses are not an easy thing to put together. And so there you go. And you know, she likes being creative. Speaking of creative in videos and such, I've seen Audrey Levy actually had asked a question about starting up her own YouTube channel. And I'll tell you, Audrey, that it literally just comes down to just doing it. I've already spoke with you via video chat. You have more than adequate video camera and mic set up, and just go for it. A good friend here of the channel, Walter Wyburn, actually, he's got a channel, and he just quick and dirty. He just puts it up, no editing, and he fires it on up there. You're a very articulate woman. When I spoke with you, I could sense you're very passionate and you're very emotive, and I think that many people are going to connect with you. So that's another thing, is if you're comfortable with getting on a camera, or if you're slightly uncomfortable, you can always just test the waters and go right into it. But the best way to do it is just get onto YouTube and just do it. There's many good videos out there. I'm actually wearing one of my good friends, Nick Nemman. I'm not Nick Nemman. Head over to Nick Nemman's channel. He's got a lot of great content about starting up your own YouTube channel and maximizing the most out of it. What about a screenshot video without showing myself? Kathy, that's a great point. Actually, a good friend of mine and my assistant, Ava Fales, prefers doing screen shares and chatting over top of it. A friend of the channel as well, Riley Morrison. He puts up just, you know, a picture and he just narrates that. Heck, even today on Twitter, I got on Periscope, just the audio version of that. And, you know, sometimes that actually works. There are some people that are, if that is the way that you can get your content out there, go for it. Because audio and video are becoming very massive right now. So you'd be doing yourself a great disservice if you don't try at least one or the other.
It doesn't have to be pretty either.
Don't
let technology stop you. Yeah. My behind the scenes video I did last year, I didn't show my face and I made money from it. So yeah.
It's pretty crazy, right? I'll try the library or relative's laptop. Attaboy, Jordan. There you go. Yeah, you know, you got to get it done. Got to get it. Diana Eden, it's good to see you.
Pop Socket Queen.
Yeah. All right, going a little further along, folks. If you had any other questions, make sure that you're dropping it into there. Once again, just put a Q there so we can kind of see that you're asking questions. And there's a browser for Android that has a built-in alternative to Flash. Interesting. John Wasser chiming in with a little bit of the 411, so you can use that. I'm blanking on the name of it. I just saw it the other day. Google it on up, folks. So this sounds like there is an alternative to Flash on your phone. I did not know that. Thank you, John. Banana sticker for you, my friend. I've only given out 2 so far this broadcast. Alrighty. By the way, folks, I'm going to be rolling out another video with Rob Archangel. It'll be the last video that I had from this past September that he and I sat down, spoke for about an hour and a half. I released 6 videos on LinkedIn, and I've already released 1, and it went off really, really well. That was this past Tuesday that it launched, and it was talking about self-publishing your books on a budget. And Rob just dropped some great 411 in that video. You definitely want to go over, take a look at that. Rob is just one of the most knowledgeable and kind people you're going to meet in this business. You know, nobody quite like that guy. Audrey Levy, are you French? Wow, Dale, you're a prince. Thank you so much for everything you just said about me and the info on YouTube. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. Yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you. Moonjin King, Nick Nemman's very extraordinary to you. He says extraordinary things to me. Oh, I didn't know that you actually hung out there, Moonjin King. I have 3 YouTube channels. None of them show my face. Yeah, Kevin actually is. Kevin McGuire is another person that actually he knows how to work the old YouTube and never shows his face. Although we're going to change that, Kevin. We're changing that. He's got some LED lights. I know. Now I'm holding it against you. Question from Ernest. How effective is branding? Am on my 3rd book now.
Branding's where it's at. I mean, personal branding.
Absolutely.
I mean, Gary Vee says personal branding's of the future or something like that. So I don't think it's a requirement, but you'd have to do a heck of a lot more work. I wouldn't stress out over it, but just know going in that if you don't have a personal brand, you might be in for a little bit more work.
Right, right. And I know for you, Ernest, that you're releasing books that are all related to each other, which excellent. That right there is only just one element of branding your product is keeping that message on point and not confusing your audience. So for instance, I see a lot of these authors that are doing this where they'll fire off, let's say, romance books, and then next thing you know, they're firing off how-to books. Try to be very much dialed in on what you're trying to deliver to your audience and who your audience is. Otherwise, you're going to confuse them. I'm going to give you as a for instance. There are people that can do this pretty well. Chris Fox is one. He actually does have 2 different brands. He talks about, you know, indie writing, and he also has a, I believe it's like a sci-fi brand. But nonetheless, though, you know, Chris Fox has been able to do it. And in his interview, he actually shared a little bit about how some of the struggles that he had in it. I will be experiencing that this year. I will be making a hard pivot away from fitness over into self-publishing, and one of my first books that'll be released later on this summer is going to be devoted towards self-publishing. So my fans of fitness are going to probably be like, what is this? They're going to be going, what's going on? So, but you know, when it comes to branding, I would just recommend that don't overthink it. If you can, just try to dial in your message and know who your audience is, and continue to try to accurately deliver that every single time. I have a variety of brands. Kathy, it is a common mistake, so don't beat yourself up over it. I would say just focus on the thing that really is your brand right now and double down on it. For instance, I have a number of like recipe books out. The recipe books, yeah, I can tie closely into fitness, but it's just 2 different things. So understand this, where I've got 1 finger pointed forward, I got 3 pointed back. I've made the same mistakes, and sometimes I'm very transparent with some of the mistakes I made, and that was one of them that I did. All right, so folks, we're gonna have to start to wrap things up. I'm sorry to do such a sudden disconnect, and if you want to join us, we're gonna go over to Ross Brand's live stream universe, and you can do that by taking a look. Oops, hang on. I'm going to do it inside the chat here. And if you happen to be listening to this on the replay, you can always look that up over on facebook.com. Just go over to Livestream Universe. Ross is an awesome guy. We're going to be on for about 15 minutes, and he actually has a number of guests. And by the way, he's giving away 2 free access codes to the DIY publishing course.
So Rosie, you were asking for discounts. Stay tuned at 7.
Yep, you can probably get it for free. You know, Ross has got the hookup over there on his channel. Folks, it has always been a blast joining me every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're going to want to make sure that you join us next week, same time, same channel. In the meantime, go over, take a look at these videos. If you're watching this live, it makes no sense, but if you're watching this on the replay, it does make sense. You're going to click that, or you can even click those heads down below and check out and subscribe to our channels. Kelly, say goodbye.
Hi.